I'm Deb, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Yoga Bites with Deb. Today, we have a little practice that I'm calling Dance with Deb. We are going to end up with our dancer pose, and we'll do some preparatory poses to begin the class. You might like to use a block or two, so you might gather that. And join me at the top of your mat in mountain pose. Come to the top of the mat in mountain pose. Feet are about hip distance apart. Inhale, draw those arms up. Exhale, bend the knees to dive forward. Hands come on the shins to lengthen. Plant those hands down, step back into your plank. Lower to your knees, lower your chest, so stick the buttocks up and your chin to the mat. Slide forward, roll the shoulders back and come into a baby cobra. Then we're pushing ourselves back through child's pose and coming into downward facing dog. Breathe here, lengthen the spine, hug the elbows in. Feel free to bend your knees slightly if you have tight hamstrings. Then we're just going to walk ourselves to the top of our mat, forward fold. Roll the spine up, inhale all the way up. Palms to the heart as you exhale. One more round of sun salutation, inhaling up. Exhale, bend the knees to dive forward. Hands on the shins as we lengthen. Plant those hands down, stepping back into our plank. We can come back to knees, chest, chin, or lower to those knees and lower diagonally down to your belly. Uncurl the toes, roll the shoulders back, baby cobra, or press up a little higher, hug those elbows in. Cobra pose. Lower down, press back again through your child's pose, and then into downward facing dog. So either from down dog, you're going to step your right foot forward, or lower the knee down and step your right foot forward. You might want your blocks handy. We're starting with our low lunge. Lower the back knee down, belly is in, and then maybe raise the arms up. Really press that back foot into the mat and lean back. So we're stretching the front of the hip on this left side. Bringing our hands down to the mat. If you like, you're going to bend that left knee. And you're going to reach back with your right hand and grab for the foot to bring the foot a little closer to the buttocks. And then we're going to think of arching. So like our cobra pose. Squeeze those shoulder blades together, lift up, gaze up towards the ceiling. Bringing your foot as close to the buttocks as you can. I can't do it very close on this side, but maybe you can. Releasing your hands down. Curl the back toe under, knee up, press the foot down, and we're going to bring ourselves up to standing, coming into triangle pose. So our front heel to back arch, back feet point to the long side of the mat, front feet point to the short side of the mat, extend our arms. So push the back hip to the back wall as we lean, and tilt. So keeping the length through both sides, maybe gaze up, breathe. Bringing yourself up, we're going to turn to face the front of the mat, and you can bring this back foot in, step it in, turn, hands to the hips, front hip back, draw that right hip back, left hip forward, inhale to lengthen, belly is in, exhale to fold. So you can come into a flat back here, you could grab hold of these blocks, so you have somewhere to press into. Keep thinking, right hip draws back, left hip forward, belly is in, you might bow your head down. Lengthen the spine here. Belly is in, bringing ourselves up. Bending the front knee, warrior one pose. Clasp the hands behind you. Squeeze the shoulder blades back. Press the palms down and away from the body. So make sure your front knee is not collapsing inwards. And you could hold here, opening the chest, or bow forward, belly's in, raise the arms up. And release those hands down to the mat. Step into downward facing dog. And you could hold here, or we could wave forward into our plank. Lower to the knees and lower down, or roll forward on the toes and lower halfway, chaturanga. Uncurl the toes, up dog, or you could be in cobra pose. And then push yourself all the way back to downward facing dog. So again, you could step forward from here or lower to your knees and step forward with that left foot. Lower the knee down, uncurl the toes. Again, your blocks might be here. Maybe you're pressing into the blocks to lengthen up, or maybe you're bringing both arms up. Really press that back foot down. Maybe you're gazing up, stretch the front of that right hip out. And then we can bring our hands down. And then if you like, you can take your right leg, bend that knee, reach back, belly's in. See if you can grab for the foot and bring the foot towards the buttocks as you sink those hips down. And then maybe arch that spine. Think of your cobra pose. Breathe. Release the foot. Curl the back toe under, belly's in. Lift the knee up. Plant that foot down. Lining up front heel with back arch. Come to stand. Straighten the legs. Triangle pose. Press the back hip to the back wall. Lengthen and tilt. Belly's in. Bring yourself up. Release the hands. Turn your hips. Step that right hip in. Feet are hip distance apart. Now it's right hip forward, left hip back, pyramid pose. Legs are straight. Belly's in. Knees flat back. Your hands could stay on your hips, or maybe you've got blocks you want to press your hands to, or the mat. Keep drawing. Right hip forward, left hip back. Lengthen the spine, or bow towards your knee. And slowly lengthen ourselves all the way up to stand. Bend into the front knee. So warrior one pose. Clasp the hands maybe the other way, the way that feels a little awkward. Opposite thumb and index finger on top. Squeeze the shoulder blades back. Press the palms down and away. Lengthen up here. You could hold or bow forward. Raise those arms up. Keep squeezing the shoulder blades. And release those hands down. Step back, downward facing dog. Wave forward into your plank. Lower to your knees. Slowly lower to your belly with control. Bending the left knee, reach back and grab for the foot. Again, we're stretching out the thigh, bringing the foot towards the buttocks. If that doesn't work for you, roll onto your right side and see if that helps. Bring the foot towards the buttocks. Drawing that belly in, so if you're on that belly, you're going to push the foot into the hands. If you're on your side, you can push the foot into the hands as well. But if you're on your belly, you're pushing the foot into the hands and maybe lifting up onto your right forearm. Okay, but you can lie on your side and just push your foot into your hands as well. And then we're going to release. Other side. Bend that right knee, grab for the foot, bring it towards the buttocks. Start with your stretch, or lie on that left side, bring that foot in towards the buttocks. From here, if you're on your side, you're just pushing the foot into the hand and stretching, or on your belly, push the foot into the hands and lift the thigh off the mat and maybe prop yourself up on that left forearm as long as it feels okay for your back. Release all the way down. Bending both knees, hands by your sides, fingertips point towards those knees. Belly is in, lift the chest, reach those fingertips, float the knees up. You can stay here or you could reach and grab for your feet and push the feet into the hands. And lift up maybe a little higher. Bow pose. Release slowly down. Press yourself all the way back into your child's pose. From here, we're going to come up onto our shins. If you need extra padding, you can place them under your knees. And we're just going to start right arm lifts up, circles around, hand to the low back. Same with the left arm, up and around. So you want to keep your hips over your knees. It's like you're pushing them forward. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. And imagine there's a bar across your shoulder blades that you're lifting up and over. So chin can be tucked in, or neck is long, just don't thrust the chin up. So hold here with the hands in the low back, or release your hands and clasp them, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and just press those palms down and away from the body. Breathe. Slowly release, slide down your hands down your legs, full balasana, hands in between the heels if you like, forehead to the mat. But of course, if that's not comfortable, stack your fists under your forehead and just breathe. Making your way up to downward facing dog. And we're going to walk our hands back towards our feet and slowly stack the spine. Inhale the arms up. Palms to the heart as we exhale. Drawing that belly in, stand on the left foot, lift the right knee up, and then just step that right foot forward. So we're going to come into a variation of our dancer pose. Draw that belly in. You're going to lift the left foot off the mat and bend the knee. Maybe flex that foot. Take your hands, extend them down by your sides. So we're lifting that back knee up. So really firing up our hamstrings and our glutes. And just extending. Reach those hands back. So it's a lot of muscular energy here we're using. Strengthening the back side and those hamstrings. And then come to stand at the center of your mat. Belly is in, standing on that right leg. Lift the left foot up. Step the left foot forward. Belly is in. Tilt. Bend the knee. Maybe flex the foot. Extend those arms back. And then lift up. So keep leaning forward as you're lifting that back leg up. Stretching. So you're focused, you're balanced. And then release. So you should be around the top of our mat. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend the knees to dive forward. Hands on our shins. Plant the hands down, step back, downward facing dog. Once again, we're going to walk our hands back. Make our way to the back of our mat. Roll the spine up. Inhale those arms all the way up. Palms to the heart. Standing on the left foot, belly is in, lift the right knee up, step the right foot forward. So you could go do what we just did with just our arms extended back, or we can try for dancer pose. You make an L shape with your hand, belly is in, you're gonna bend that left knee and see if you can grab the inside of your foot, if that's possible. Draw the knees towards one another, extend your right arm up, push the foot into the hands and lift up. So slight tilt forward as we lift up back and we're pushing that foot into the hand. So much is going on, right? You're probably feeling a stretch through the front of the hip that we stretched out. Stretching through the chest, the shoulder blades, and then there's that core strength that we really need to be using. And then we release, coming back to the middle of our mat. Standing on that left foot. Belly is in, lift the right knee up. Step that right foot forward. Oh, did I just do that? I did just do that. Oops. Come back. Into the center. All right. Standing on our right foot. Lift the left knee up. Step. Left foot forward. Belly is in. Tilt forward. Bend the knee, making that L shape with your hand. Grab the inside of your foot. Extend your left arm up. Push the foot into the hands and lengthen up. Breathe. Good. Slowly release right at the top of our mat. Inhale our arms up. Exhale to dive forward. Hands on the shins to lengthen. Plant those hands. Step back. Downward facing dog. Lower to your knees. And let's just take a seat. Extend those those legs straight out in front of it for Dandasana. Lengthen that spine nice and tall. Inhale our arms up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, tilt forward. Feel free to bend your knees slightly. Rest your hands beside your feet, on your legs somewhere, or if you're able to reach it without straining your toes. Lift up, lengthen, inhale, and then exhale, bow down. Lengthen the breath. Try and relax the body. Slowly lengthening the spine up. And that was our yoga bite for today. Thanks so much for joining me. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Namaste.